Good morning, we are back with episode 82 of the Retro Brown Solo Runs. Today we are doing a solo run in Gen 1 with just a Fearow. Normal flying type Pokemon, evolution of Fearow. You know what? Considering how bad the Fearow run was, I'm not honestly sure how this is going to go. I mean, when you look at the stats and you look at, like, we've got a 442 base stat total. Majority of that's in attack and majority in speed, which normally you would think, you know, it's actually pretty good. But when we look at the HP, we look at the defense, special, it's all really mediocre. And what even makes this worse as well, we're a normal flying type Pokemon with a lot of ice types coming up in the rest of the run. Our rival for today is Ron S. Thank you for subscribing and welcome to the channel. Let's have a chat about the moveset. So we start off with 3 moves. We start off with Peck, Growl and Leer. Not bad moves considering we've got to use Peck to get past Brock. Which, yeah, we got the stab on it, but at the same time, we might have to level up to level 15 to get Fury Attack just so we can deal out more damage over consecutive moves. But our moveset is kind of garbage. When you've got to think about the later half of this game, the types of Pokemon that we're going to have to go against, flying type moves aren't really going to help us out too much, and just being a flying type altogether means there's definitely one big challenge that we're going to have to tackle. And when it came to the Fearow run, the only way we got past that was we got past it with levels. Now I'm hoping we don't have to get back up to the really high levels that Fearow had to, but we'll soon find out in this run. With Brock being our very first challenge, we are going to level up in Viridian Forest as much as we can, because Peck is just, yeah, we've got the stab bonus on it, but it's not the greatest of moves, and we might need Fury Attack just to get past it. Considering it'll do multiple hits, if they raise their defenses as high as they possibly can, and we want to deal out more damage than Peck probably could, because it probably only get back to 1 hit, dealing 1 damage, yeah, we might need Fury Attack to deal out up to 5 damage per turn. Anyway, now we've cleared out Viridian Forest, we're going to circle back and go against Ron S to the west of Viridian, just to get ourselves a bit more experience before we go against Brock. And even against this fight, we do sort of struggle because we got hit by a lot of sand attacks. Now this is the reason why Fearow, in my opinion, is worse than Pidgeot. Yeah, with the Route 1 birds, honestly, the big difference between these two Pokemon is the fact that Pidgeot gets sand attack. We don't learn that as a Fearow, meaning we're already at a big disadvantage when it comes to our fighting ability. So we'll go against the Light Years trainer, and 2 Pecks will take out the Diglett. Pretty good, but Peck is not doing very much against the Sandshrew, and it is starting to whittle us down in HP, but we managed to take it out with just 13 HP left. Let's see how we do against Brock. Now, we want to make sure that we don't take as much damage, so we are going to set up a load of Growls and then try and peck it to death. We're hoping, because we have a high base speed, that we're going to get quite a lot of criticals. In Gen 1, your critical hit rate is based off your base speed, so the higher your base speed, the more critical hit chance you have. But we managed to get through the Geodude quite comfortably, but we're onto the Onix right now, and the best case scenario is we hope that he only uses Bide. Annoyingly, he doesn't in this fight, and even with nerfing his attack into the ground, it didn't work. But at level 14, we get a bit better luck on the Geodude. We get a lot of Growls set up before it even gets a tackle in, and we're getting a few Pecks with some critical hits. That's perfect, that's exactly what we need. But its defense is set up really, really high now. So our normal Pecks are only doing 1 damage. So we need those critical hits to get through this as quick as we can. And strangely enough, even though this Geodude has very bad speed, I've noticed in a lot of my runs this Geodude does get a lot of critical hits. Yeah, it's very strange, but who knows. It's Gen 1. A lot of things are kind of broken. That brings us through to the Onix. We had more HP to work with than last time. We're going to set up Leers this time, as he's setting up his Screeches and his Bides, and now our Pecks are doing a hell of a lot more damage. He does go for Bide, so we are going to try and just get past those Bide turns with Growl, and finally we take it down with a 4th Peck. So it's possible to do this at the level cap with Fearow, but it's still kind of hard. Let's move on to the Super Nerd, and we are going to go and pick up our Lord Saviour, Lord Helix, and then we'll move on to Cerulean, where we should have a much easier time against the trainers there. By this point, we're now going into level 18, so we are quite high leveled, but we're still not at the level cap for Misty. Pick up our Helix Fossil, and then we move on. So, I'm going to go against Misty first. If we can go against Misty first, and we can win, we should have a much better time against the rival in Nugget Bridge. So, one of the strategies I've been doing a lot recently for Misty is actually teaching the move Bide. Because if we can tank 2 shots and then hit the 3rd turn on Bide, then yeah, we actually have a good chance to one hit that Starmie. It's actually quite a consistent strategy, but it's kind of cheesy at the same time. Finally, we get a run where she goes for 2 tackles, 1 bubble beam, and we tank it on 3 HP, meaning the Bide is a 1-shot. That means we can move on to fighting Rod again on Nugget Bridge. So we've got the moves Peck, Bide, Leah, and Fury Attack. And it's quite a good moveset for this point in the game, but you're going to see how bad it is going into the later game. Peck will outlive its usefulness as soon as we get Drill Peck, and to be fair, even at this point, it is starting to outlive its usefulness. The majority of our moves are either normal type moves, or we have a select handful of flying type moves. The only 2 moves we can learn outside these 2 types, well, 3 moves, sorry. We can learn Agility, which would be perfect if we want a badge boost, and we might need to do that with the battles coming up. We get Toxic, and we get Rest. Now, Rest I've found a lot of use for when we're a bit more of a tanky Pokemon, but yeah, when it comes to the likes of really, really strong Pokemon that have got a type advantage, it's not really very good. We managed to take out Ron on the SSN, and then we're going to dig straight back to Cerulean and miss out Surge for now. Because he's an electric type trainer, yeah, we're not going to have too great of a time against him. So I'm going to go and try and get up a few levels, get through Rock Tunnel, and get the run progressing a bit quicker. So we're going in at level 27 going into Rock Tunnel, and the bigger problem in here is actually going to be those Cubons. The Slowpokes as well, they're quite tanky, and you can just see how bad of a move Peck is at this point in the game. And it takes a lot of damage to get through even just one trainer. Now the bigger challenge here is going to be the Exploding Hiker, because all of his Pokemon will just randomly explode, and we just don't deal out enough damage to do this. And it got to a point where I tried this so many times, and I actually lost the footage for when I beat him. But we did beat him, but we did have to get up a couple more levels to make that possible. Moving into Lavender Tower, we're going to go straight over to Celadon. We're going to go and pick up the HM Level 2 for Fly. A perfect stab move for us. It is a 2-turn move, which I'm not the greatest fan of, but either way, it's a stab flying move that we can utilise quite well in the mid-game. It's going to become a perfect scenario here for us to use against Erica. Flying types are weak to grass types are weak to flying type moves, so Fly is a perfect move here with the stab bonus on it, and we can also miss out some attacks. So even though we go into the fight with less health, we do pretty well and we manage to take a first time win. Giovanni is going to be a problem though. He's got a lot of rock type Pokemon, especially in these earlier fights, and even in his Gym 8 fight where he's got Rhyhorn, he's got Rhydon. Yeah, we're going to struggle quite a lot as soon as we get hit by moves like Rock Throw. I mean, this Onix here already taken us down to 1 HP and there's still 2 Pokemon left. We had no chance here. But how are we going to get past him? Well, you know what? As long as we can get a couple of Fury attacks in, if we get the crit on that as well, we're going to deal out huge damage. So I'm actually relying on Fury attack to get us through these rock type Pokemon here. And if I got a 1 more level against Brock, yeah, we would have been using Fury attack there and probably had a much easier time. We'll switch to using Fly against the Rhyhorn because its moves aren't all that powerful. But if we can get down to... We've got a much more comfortable amount of HP here. He goes for a guard spec, we fly up, and he puts himself into Rage, meaning we can now take... Oh no. Oh. We got beaten by Rage. Okay, at least we know where the strategy is to get through this, but wow, I did not realise that we would miss that attack there. I mean, Fly only has 95% accuracy, and if you don't have 100% accuracy in Pokemon, you might as well have about 10%, because even with 95%, you still miss a hell of a lot. It's a weird, really weird mechanic. But once we beat Giovanni, we can finally get rid of Peck for Drill Peck, which is a fantastic flying type move in this generation. It's a 1-turn move, and for a 1-turn move, it's, in my opinion, the best flying type move in the game. I mean, Sky Attack does have 140 power, but it's got 90% accuracy and it's a 2-turn move, so in my opinion, it should only be then a 70 base power move, whereas Drill Peck's an 80, meaning we actually have a much better move on our hands. And we head back to Vermilion, we beat up Surge again, and I'm not going to reduce his rank in this video because we have massively overleveled just to get past him. We then move back to Lavender Tower, and from here we can just decimate Ron's team here. Because, to be fair, we're actually at the level that we should be taking him on at Silphcore, but we can't do that until after the Lavender Tower, so we'll go straight into the Silphcore fight and we'll see how we do. We haven't got much more levels since then, we're level 38, and 2 Drill Pecks will take out the Pidgeot. The worst thing in this fight is if we can get hit by Sand Attack. We don't have any recovery moves, we can take out the Execute easily. Drill Peck is a great physical type move to take out the Alakazam, and as long as Blastoise doesn't do big damage to us here, we can take it out and we get a first time win. So I'm quite happy with that. First time win in Silphcore, and that moves us on to Giovanni Fight 2. He's only got 1 Rhyhorn here, 1 Rock type Pokemon, so that's really going to be the biggest threat here in my eyes. Drill Peck will take out the Kangaskhan in 2, and then he brings out his Rhyhorn. Drill Peck is still our best move to be using here. With Fly being a 2-turn move at 70 base power, it's 35 base power attack really, spread over 2 turns. But we do take a first time win here because he doesn't have as many rock type Pokemon, and we can go straight against Sabrina here. Now we're actually making quite good time up at this point here, because, well, we're not losing too many fights, but it's not taking us too many turns to get through a fight as well. And we take down Sabrina in a first time win as well. We actually are making pretty good time. And for a flying type Pokemon, especially like Fearow took a long time to get through this game, and it had to be at a very high level. We're cruising through this at quite a mediocre level at this point, but with a decent-ish time. We're now going to learn Agility, so we do actually have some moves for Badge Boost and finally get rid of Fury Attack. We do have Mirror Move on our moveset, but in a Gen 1 run, I'm not really seeing too much opportunity to get to utilise it very much. We take a win against Koga because he just decides to give up and self-destruct, and we can move straight on to Blaine. We are, honestly, at this point in the run, Fearow is actually doing really well on its time. We're probably 80 at time at the moment, but that's all going to change very, very soon. Blaine is not much of a problem whatsoever. We've won against a lot of the gym ladies first time, but here becomes Giovanni. Now Giovanni here has got 2 rock type Pokemon. We have also taught Mimic at this point, and we're pretty much just trying to fly here just to avoid getting hit by multiple attacks as we chip away. We are going to set up a couple of agilities just to utilise the Badge Boost glitch a little bit. I don't like utilising it very much, but it is a part of Gen 1, and it's not utilising it via double team, so I'm more inclined to use it to do with that. We learn Dig from the Doug Trio because we've got some poison types coming up next, and that means that we've got a super effective move that's physical as well to take advantage of our 90 base attack, and from there we've got a much better move to actually use. But I actually messed up on Mimic, so we're going to have to go through the rest of this with just Drill Peck. We're down to 9 HP against the Nidoking, and as long as he doesn't use Stomp, we're going to be fine. Yeah, he uses Stomp. Of course he does. Okay, let's try this again. I think this is definitely possible. We definitely need Dig to make this work. So we're going to set up completely against the Rhyhorn. That means our attacks are doing a little bit more, and also our defense does get a bit of a boost from the Badge Boost glitch. We're going to Mimic on the Doug Trio, and we're going to get Dig. So here we actually have a great move to use. So I'm going to use Dig on the Nidoqueen, and it's nearly a one-shot. We are actually losing a lot of HP right now, but we do level up to get ourselves a little bit more to work with. Thrash does big damage, and we're back at pretty much at the same position we were in the last fight. But with having Dig on our moveset, we can actually take out this Rhydon as long as he doesn't use Stomp. He misses the Stomp because we dug, and there we go. There's 8 badges with just a Fearow. And we're not even level 50 here. Let's move on to the second from last Ron S fight. And first off, his Pidgeot is going down. you know, a 1v1 between Fearow and Pidgeot, I would honestly put Fearow to win 90% of the time. The only reason why Pidgeot is better in a solo run context, as I said earlier, is because of the move Sand Attack. It gives you more chances to actually hit without them hitting you. And yeah, I just think Pidgeot, because of that one move, is just genuinely a better Pokemon. Blastoise does take us down with a Hydro Pump, and that is one loss here against Ron. So we are going to have to go back into this, and if I can Mimic Recover, that might actually help us out here. But that means leaving ourselves open to at least one Psychic from the Alakazam. We set up our Agilities against the Rhyhorns, it's the safest one to set up on, and 3 Drill Pecks will take it down. Growlithe is out next, and with the Badge Boost it takes it out in 1, so same again with the Execute, and here we're going to try and Mimic Recover. Because we can keep our HP up, and we do thanks to the Badge Boost glitch here. We can fully recover our HP while he sets up Reflex, and a critical hit takes him down. Meaning, finally, wow, that did a lot of damage. We hung on with 5 HP there after a big Hydro Pump, and that means that, yeah, we're finally through to Elite Four, and this is where the run goes south. So I went into this first attempt at level 55. We've not used any rare candies at this point, and we only barely make it past the Dugong. Drill Peck is just not doing enough on any of our Pokemon. So we had to go and train, and that means we've lost some time here. But how high did we have to level up? So I did go back every couple of levels just to test it, and this one here we went back a level 65. And we managed to do a little bit better against the Cloyster and the Dugong, but only marginally. We've got to think of a different strategy here. So I'm going to use Flies to start off with against the Dugong, putting it into a rest range. And that means that 2 Flies should take out the Dugong, and we're going into full HP against the Cloyster. Again, we're going to go for Fly. This is why 2-turn moves can actually really help you out. Drill Peck will then take it out from there, and from here, we are going to Mimic Amnesia. So this is a bit of a risk here. If we can set up our Amnesias, his Water Guns won't do much damage, and neither will any of the Ice attacks coming in after this. But with 55 HP, we are really not in a great position. 38 HP, and we've got 2 more Pokemon to deal with here. The Jinx isn't a one-shot, and the Lapras takes us out with Blizzard. This is why we need Amnesia really to get our special as high as we can. But even with that, we were just on 2 low HP. I then tried this consistently, and I had to keep going up a few more levels, and we're now getting into the Spearow high level range that we were there. We're at level 75 going into this fight, and now it's just a bit of a sweep. Even getting hit by Blizzard at this level, it was the first time that we actually beat Lorelei, and that was after a good 40 or 50 attempts as we were going up the levels. So yeah, we lost a lot of time just from Lorelei. And what would have been an A-tier Pokemon, it's definitely going down the rankings. We'll soon find out where it sits. So Bruno is a bit of a joke again. Most of his Pokemon are weak to flying type moves, or we can Mimic Ice Punch off the Hitmonchan. So it's a very easy fight. This then brings us on to Agatha, and with a Pokemon being very defensively squishy, flying type moves can hit them, so we should have a decent matchup here. Drill Peck is a one-shot on the Gengar. It's a one-shot on the Golbat with a critical hit. We get 2 critical hits in a row. We take out 4. Are we going 5 for 5? We went 5 for 5 and lost no HP there. Physical attacking moves, fantastic against Agatha's team. And with our high base attack and Drill Peck, it was a whitewash. Again, we're going to come into a big problem here with Lance. So, we are going to teach ourselves Hydro Pump because the Aerodactyl is quite scary. But we need to be able to tank hits, and we're already on 6 HP into his third Pokemon. I never realised that a Fearow run could be so tedious. The best RNG we can get is that he doesn't use Hydro Pump, that we can tank a Dragon Rage. And from here, we got 2 agilities set up. We go up to level 77, so the Badge Boost doesn't matter anymore, but Hydro Pump is more than enough to take him out. And we may need to make sure we just stay away from the Hyper Beams. And that's how you beat Lance. Granted, level 77, but yeah, I never thought Fearow was such a bad Pokemon, considering we've done a monotype flying run recently and Fearow performed fantastic. Yeah, I'm really surprised that in a solo run setting, Fearow just didn't perform at the later stages. When it comes to the final Ron S fight, the champion fight, Alakazam is out second, meaning we can mimic recover as quick as possible. And from here, it becomes quite mediocre. Drill Peck will take out the Rhydon quite easily. It decimates the Arcanine. It decimates the Executor, when it actually hits, of course. And going into the Blastoise, we really don't want to be hit by a Blizzard, which he will go for consistently. And even with recovers, yeah, we get the Retro Brown look and we get frozen. So we need to try this one more time. We could have won that if we didn't get frozen. We could have. We literally could have won that. It came down to that freeze chance. Going into the second attempt, we set up our agility straight away on the Pidgeot, meaning we've got some badge boost to work with here. Drill Peck and recover, now we've mimicked it, we're in a good position here. Next up is the Arcanine, and it takes it down in one with a critical hit. We're on full HP going into this Blastoise. Can we tank a big Blizzard here? We can, a half HP, and we take a win with a second Drill Peck. I'm not happy with this run. This was actually a lot more difficult than it ever first seemed. And you'll see here how much longer this took us. Let's see. We finished the fight at level 78 at 5 hours 17 in-game minutes, which is very middle of the road, just bordering on D tier really. Not happy with it. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Let's see what we got on the next run. Let's spin that wheel, and we have less than half the Pokedex of Gen 1 left to go. We got some good choices here. So first up is Dugtrio. We haven't actually done anything on the Diglett line yet, so that might be a strong contender. Next up is Dugong. We haven't done anything off the Seal line either. That could be, you know, I kind of want to do a Dugong run, but I always typically go for the hardest run it could be. Okay, Charmeleon. You know, yeah, let's go for a Charmeleon run. Charmander did quite well. I'm interested to see how Charmeleon would do. If you got to this point in the video, guys, please like that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video, you legends. Take care. See you next week. Appreciate you.